Okay, guys, before you watch this video, me and Nick had a great conversation. You guys will love it. I'm going to have timestamps in here in case you want to skip to a certain part. Maybe you just want to watch the Kick Genius part, or you just want to watch. I suggest to watch everything because Nick has a lot of good things to say, but you can skip to the Kick Genius part if you want to. And also, the video got messed up within my hard drive, so it's only the audio. But if you guys want, I could do another podcast with him and make it better and get the video. But it's only the audio, so you can skip around. But please watch the whole thing. He's had some good stuff. All right, what's up, y'all? You probably don't know me, but you definitely know who this man is. The man, the myth, the legend. Nick Jones. You've probably seen him on Instagram, Snapchat. You've probably seen him for your childhood on Kick Genius. Thank you for letting me talk to you, bro. How you been?
Oh man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be on. And if y'all have forgotten me, thank God. I don't blame you. But as far as how I've been, I always say better than I deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Things are well, and I'm grateful for that.
That's amazing, man. You been doing anything new? Like, so can you guide the people on? So what you've been on lately? Like, where's Nick been?
New. What they say? Is there anything new? I would say since I was, in that world of content creation and doing it with the guys on the channel, I've obviously taken a large step back. I've become more recluse from being out there in the internet space. Mm-hmm. And it's been the past 4 or 5 years been more reflection than anything. Mm-hmm. When you're in that world, people tell you who you are, and it's all too easy to listen. And so it's not like I was just talking to someone. It's not like I went to go find myself. Mm-hmm. It really me parting from the different voices and opinions of what I am and who I should be, coming from other people. And as the years have gone by, those voices have ceased. The comments have stopped. I ain't gotta appeal to somebody's what they might say in the comments. So the new thing that I'm doing is sort of a real creative engagement with my own self. I don't know how that sounds, but
a creative engagement with your own self. What does that look like in real time to you?
Bro, for me it was reading and writing. Mm-hmm. There's no better feeling than to read somebody either from a past voice who's written a well-known work, and you read this person and they say something that you kind of intuited throughout your life and you never had the words for. So I would say for me it's always been literature, and then from that just being inspired to craft my own voice really. I don't know if that answered your question, but
it does. Like, what would you say is the biggest difference between like Nick from 10 years ago and Nick now? Like, if you guys were to meet each other, what would be some of the things that would surprise him about you?
Good question. Why have you been so afraid to use your real voice? Why have you been so afraid to use your real voice? He would be surprised. Younger Nick would be surprised that the capacity to be honest and bear it. At that age, when you coming into manhood, really, you still looking to other people for who you are.
Yeah.
And part of that, you taken to the extreme, like it's cool to imitate people that you admire.
Yeah.
That's just part of what it means to learn. But it's another thing to assume that person's like prestige or whatever, to assume that on yourself to the point of deceiving yourself. And so it's like, now I I would be like, man, you've become more honest. Like, I think that's a cool thing. So it's not like, and not like, that's really it. And yeah.
Yeah, no, I love what you're saying. I mean, they got a thing, and I'm so censor this, but they say, or at least my uncles always tell me, being a real nigga isn't being in the streets or doing this bad stuff. Being a real nigga is you real with yourself.
Yeah.
Like you show up every single day as myself. Like, bro, this is me, and this has been me. Now you don't change your core like to yourself or like your core values, but like you said, like you start being more so honest, not just with people, but with like yourself, like parts of you that you might have wanted to like hide or not accept. Like you just being like 100, like I'm real. This is me, and you can like it or not like it. Like, how did you get to that point?
Yeah. I want to say the parts, what you were saying, like the parts of you that you don't accept, that could be useful. Because often I think we reject the good things about ourselves just because if there's a crowd, it's hard to be outside that crowd. It's difficult to exist outside that crowd. And so you may exaggerate a persona or a part of yourself just so and I think it's a normal thing to do. But your question, forgive me, could you clarify the question one more time? Yeah,
like how do you suggest, and this is a better way to put it, a young man probably in his mid to early 20s, be real with himself and show up, like it's not so easy to show up in every room as yourself. You got to have a certain level of confidence to do that. Like show up, like you go on a date with a girl, you gotta put on some type of persona. You go into your job, you put on like a persona. Like, let's just be honest, we all used to do it or still do it. Hopefully you guys don't nowadays. But it's like, how do you have the confidence? I guess that's what I'm asking. How do you have the confidence to be yourself all the time?
I would say, man, do away with it, because confidence is usually, again, those voices that aren't yours. Confidence is usually, you may see like the Andrew Tate. This is like Andrew Tate may speak about what a confident man is.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson might speak about what a confident man is.
Yeah.
I would say, just what use is it, and not to be like, because to some extent, especially if you're a working man, whatever, like you need to have some confidence, but you don't want it to be a false confidence. And so, one thing is to be competent. Like being competent is earned confidence, so it's way more durable than any flashes of persona that you can kind of like put out there to impress others with.
Yeah,
competence. But what and you may have experienced it yourself. You go into a subject or you go to explore something that you're interested in. The first thing you encounter is your ignorance.
Yeah. Every time I go to church.
Like the first thing I got to wrestle with is my own ignorance.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily, they don't make you confident, but, or you don't feel confidence, but you feel a kind of weakness.
Yeah.
And so, confidence really, I think, is the acceptance of that feeling. The inadequacies, the feelings of incompetency. This is, at least in my experience, is work towards confidence, because if I don't want that feeling of being ignorant and or weak, then I must do the work to not be ignorant and or incompetent.
Oh, you talking. Is talking right. I'm even learning something right now, because you is right. Like when I work in a lot of analogies, but like, if you scared to shoot the ball in the game, the only way to get past that is you need to be shooting so much in practice and stuff that you like, bro, I've done this before, I'm good. Now, the flip side to that as well is you need to be put inside of rooms where you feel comfortable making mistakes. And that goes for just basketball teams, girls, your job, your work. Like you need to know that you're around something or someone or a company that I tried, but I know if it don't go the way I necessarily wanted to, I'm not looked at as like the bad,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, you got to really put yourself in rooms where it's okay to fall a little bit, because no one's perfect.
yeah, yeah. And I would say, man, like it's not a shortcut. I think it's just a wise path. But if I can acknowledge with confidence,
Mm-hmm.
In private, that these are my limitations.
Yeah.
These are my limitations.
Yeah.
So when I go into these rooms, I know what girl I may have a chance. I may have a chance with. I know if my boss asks me to do a little bit more, and ironically enough, with those limitations or the acknowledgement of those limitations, I can then set boundaries. Like you asking me to either be somebody I'm not, and or do something that I know I'm unwilling to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're talking a lot about limitations and knowing your limitations, and I know, but the people some may not know that you're a brother in Christ, which is amazing. Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about how Christ has helped you learn your limitations and even accept them?
Yeah. Oh man, it's one of the there is something that he says in scripture that I won't forget, and I pray it every day when I remember to pray. Is without you I can do nothing. Without you I can do nothing. And this is really in terms of this really has to do with the spiritual life, because what I found is that what's the virtue quote what the virtue is of society isn't necessarily the virtue of in Christianity. Like it's actually inverted. So where corporate America teaches you do what you can to be first, Christ actually says, well, that's inverted. The last shall be first.
Yeah.
And so it's a complete unlearning as far as the spiritual life. What you learn is the worldly wisdom isn't practical in the spiritual life. So that's been the foremost thing is without you I can do nothing. And like you come in, you got all this zeal because the knowledge or some kind of encounter that you had with Christ himself, and that gives an energy, but you think that energy is because of your effort, and what you realize is that it was really grace the whole time. Because
you didn't know.
You didn't know.
You didn't know. So Nipsey said, I was I was thinking chess moves, but it was God's grace.
Yeah.
We thought, like I was smart. I got myself out of that situation. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. It was actually God's grace, which is crazy. Just to shift the tone just a little bit, I want to ask you a bit about the state of our culture. I see a lot of your posts about our culture and so what we're going through right now as men, as African Americans, and what is your thoughts on more of like on where we are currently at right now?
There's a lot. There's a lot you can say about it. There's I think if I could, and these are $5 words, but I'm fond of using $5 words because I think when you learn about them, it actually it lights up what seems to be the darkness that we all kind of been experiencing as things have changed so rapidly. Ambivalence will be one thing. It's being off balance with the time. It's not necessarily you feel unharmonized. You don't feel in harmony with the world around you. So I would say ambivalence. It's this sort of strange feeling that you can't even find words for, yet you feel it acting on you. It's acting on you, but you don't know how to name it. You don't know what to call it. Ambivalence, I would say malaise, deep malaise, where it's not like it's lethargy of soul. Like it's one thing to be like tired, but it's another thing for the spirit of man to be asleep.
Uh-huh.
It's another thing for a man's spirit to be asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And you have nothing, you don't have the equipment to even rouse yourself awake. So ambivalence, malaise, I would also say, there's another one that I like, despair.
Yeah.
Despair. You know, we've all heard the statistics that, people find themselves more depressed, there's more suicide attempts, but despair. So when you are living in a society that it has made so much shit that was supposed to be a solution to your deepest longing, yearning, or dissatisfaction, it was supposed to be a solution, turns out it's not. Now to what do we turn? Because it's been a intentional effort for the past, it's been a long time. It's been a long time, bro. It's been an intentional, a centuries-long effort to, that spirit of man that I'm talking about. That spirit, oh man, that's not. You don't got no spirit. You're just a body.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just a body here. You're just an object. Really, ain't no spirit. Ain't no real animation there. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, no, it does. It do. And when you talk about that, I mean, I feel like I know the answer to this, but for the people who may not know the answer to this, if someone's soul is in despair, if someone's soul feels lost, or they feel drained, their soul feels drained, like that's where a lot of like depression comes from. What would you advise for them to fill themselves with?
Nothing, you fool. And I'm not. And this is like depression. This is like depression. Like this isn't talking like extreme case. Let's just say the common experience of depression or the blues.
Yeah.
You're full of yourself.
Yeah.
Like you've done so much. You've busied yourself to maybe to win money, to win affections, or to win things. And to no avail, because they didn't bring you that deeper energy that you thought you would get, yet you keep expanding energy. That's one front. You're full of yourself. Two, you are. That's where I would start. Like now, all your focus is on how can I feel better.
Yeah.
All your focus is how can I feel better? And I came across something really interesting. It was just on a website, an Orthodox Christian website, and they're talking about what psychiatrists are now, or psychologists are now finding. One who are familiar with, the one who has a real wise account for what man is, what man and woman is as a human creature. So this is coming from these kind of psychologists, but they're talking about how depression is a sign of you have run out of resources. Like you've run out of intellectual, spiritual, emotional resources. And so for the Christian, this is prime opportunity to call out to God. This is prime opportunity for you to pray. Now you can pray because you come in contact with the littleness, with your smallness. Because that what I thought I was doing by my own strength, now when I run out of that strength, where am I supposed to
Yeah.
So without me, you can do nothing.
Yeah.
For the Christian, that's existentially true.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, men should not live by bread alone, but
facts.
I'm probably butchering that. I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's the truth. Man should not live by bread alone. But and people think that like scripture is, he's a moral teacher. He's got some lofty things to say. But I mean, to be full, right? Like even animals, whenever they have sex, they're sad. Like they part from one another. You know, they get busy, then part. It's no different than how we really do, you know, how casual sex goes. But
it's not that different than every day.
When you get your full, when you hit when you hit that pleasure point, when you finally hit that climax, whatever that pleasure was, it ceases. It ceases. So the only way,
post-nut clarity.
All the energy you spent going up, you come back down with the same kind of force. And so there's a plummeting, this feeling of like plummeting, and gosh, I'm losing my train of thought because that's not where I want to. Oh, bread. The man shall not live by bread alone. Yeah. Now, what I need, and this is what talk therapy provides. Now, I need is a good word. I need a good word, and this is what the experience is in talk therapy. So just by that fact, we can. Christ isn't just giving lofty language or lofty dictums to people who will follow him. He's speaking about something in antiquity, in that context, something that's still relevant today. So I get my full, I got my pleasure. I've eaten as much as I want to, and once I get full, you feel sick. Like if you eat too much, you feel sick. You don't feel good. You don't feel good. Yeah. And so, like, these are, like, things that we can observe and we observe, experience, they're true. And yet, that word, like, what is that word? I'm going to ask you, like, what do you kind of think about when he says, since you said the verse, like, what do you think? What do you think about that?
Man should not live by bread alone, but every, what is it, word of Christ? When I think about that, I'm thinking of, which this is really important for me. Nothing on earth should be what fills me. Nothing on earth should be, like you said, like you hit a high and then you so come down. So wouldn't you love to stay on the high? And the only way to stay on the high is by every word of Christ, Christ within your life, you know? So when I hear that, bread is my car. Bread is my girl. Bread is my money. Bread is my house, you know. Bread is all of these different things. And a man should not live by bread alone, you know. Like, of course you need bread to live. So it's not saying don't eat bread at all. It's just not bread alone. Like your main source. Your main source should be him. So that's what I took it from.
Yeah, and I like how you've extrapolated bread, because we don't tend to think about it. If you take a literal approach to scripture, you don't extrapolate that out. Man should not live by bread alone, and you'll leave it just bread, man, like Wonder Bread. But it's anything that is not. It's anything disconnected from transcendent, like that's not transcendent. So word, at least to me, would be. It's that transcendent thing. It's that feeling you get when you hear your favorite song and it touches again. That the nostalgic part, you know, that feeling, that. So or word for me could mean when I remember, man, I was leaving a wedding, and it was stormy. And I was just down on myself. And which is the perfect, it's the perfect storm for like your typical movie scene where, oh man, it's sad. But as I was driving from the reception and I'm heading home, man, I looked up in the direction of my place, and the sun was on fire, just over near, like it was no clouds over my place. And so when I'm driving to my place and I can see, like, the only part where it's not raining is where the sun is really beaming, and it's beaming right above my. And it's not because the sun just like went over there and sat itself over, but I gotta have the eyes to see. Yeah. Where I know you coming out of you. I'm heading to my place, and it's light there. Yeah, around darkness. Or around, right? And it was, and I wish I could. I can't explain just how. I mean, it was gold. It wasn't even, but that word that we're talking about, that feeling of meaning, that feel like this is meaningful, where I could look up after coming out of some grumbling, gray navy, limbs and branches blowing everywhere kind of storm, where right above my place and where I reside is this burning light. Man, I must have cheered up immediately.
Man.
I must have cheered up immediately because it was what was communicated to me in that moment was, if I don't understand the sun as something larger than just a ball of fire, I can't hear what that image is really communicating to me, or what it could potentially communicate to me.
Yeah.
But that moment was something was communicated. There was a word that came through, which is light is where you're coming into light. You're leaving this darkness, whatever this feeling of being down on yourself, you're leaving that and you're coming into light, and the light is right in your home.
Right. You don't need to go somewhere else. You don't need to go looking for it somewhere. It's always been here, just like the Wizard of Oz. I've always had everything I needed. So.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So man, should I leave my bed alone? Yeah.
So just to switch it for a little bit, because I didn't want to take up too much of your time today.
Yeah.
I know people are going to want to know, do you still communicate with anybody from Kick Genius, like within like the main cast or anything?
Oh yeah. No man, in spirit. In spirit, it's always. I mean, for real though. Yeah. It's always love for me, from me.
Yeah.
My greatest hope is that the guys, as they're pursuing the different endeavors, that what they find is not really, it's not success in the common sense, but like real joy. Yeah. Like my desire, because if I said we're friends forever. I would have been something else if I can now say that, we're not really friends, Yeah. But my desire for them is that they really come into contact with joy, no matter what they're doing. So have we talked? There's been moments where, there's been a little communication on the front, but, my life is situated as such where whenever they come to mind, my thoughts go to their well-being for years to come, however that manifests in their own life. So it's never like, that's my... It's always kind of hard to say, I get it. I'm thinking about you, man. I want you to have so much joy. Yeah. But, science says that the heart exists, the energies of the heart exist 6 feet beyond the physical body. And so, anytime they come to mind, what I put out there in the universe, as people like to say, is well wishes. Well wishes. That everything, that what they touch continue to turn to gold. And if they would like for me to help them, turn some more gold, I'm only a call and text away, No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, especially with like everything that's going on within the group. That's beautiful that you are hoping that for all of them. Do you have any thoughts or any opinions at all? It's okay if you don't. Sure. On the breakup, makeup, and breakup again, or on any of the content that has been posted about any of the breakup, makeup, and then breakup again. You got any thoughts on any of that? It's okay if you don't. Yeah, no, man. I'll say this. With the guys, me, and they may feel differently, but in friendships, in relationships, things have to come to a head where the relationship has to be defined anew. Where I went wrong, because I wasn't capable at the time, was to begin to love them, was to move the friendship from mutual benefit to one of real love. So largely speaking, that's where I went wrong as far as the breakup happening. I had divisive opinions. I was divisive in certain situations with my behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only assume my part, and my part really does influences everybody else's, because, we're all kind of looking to each other, like, and that's what was so beautiful about the whole thing. It's like, we never, it was never too much pride to look to the other and say, what you think? Where should we take this thing? Like, what you think? Like, what you think? But I would say, because of my own misunderstanding, because I didn't have the knowledge that I do now, I couldn't influence it to where we could move beyond our disagreements, pains and hurts, to something much more fuller and deeper. But so that's my part in the breakup, that I wasn't equipped to be a shining example of a different way to handle this. The makeup, man. I know when I was leaving out, I know, Trey and Jeremy had to sit down, and that's always like, that's the test. That's the test between men. It's like, when things go bad, do you return? Yeah. And sometimes there is no return. That I can accept, but for anybody, what I think, I think they'll rob themselves and poison themselves, really, is if there's any bad blood. There isn't a real reconciliation in heart, as far as, how you really feel towards the other person. So there was that with the first makeup, after the first big breakup. They got to sit down, and I was already heading out because I was just taking a different path. And, it was, for me, it was like it's hard to lead a group, man. Yeah. It's really hard to lead a group, And watching from the sidelines, and watching the successes being had. And I give you this, like, Trey called me up, and he was like, hey, man, House is doing this, that, and the third. You sure you don't want to come back? Boy, and I was like, I'm glad. I was really happy to hear it. I was sad too, because it's like, man, I missed that. Yeah. But then I had to tell him, I was like, nah, bro, that's just not where I'm at. And as it turns out, that's not where he was at. Yeah. I had always known that Trey has always wanted to. He's a creative. Like, it took him some time. Like, even when he was doing, the bulk of the editing for Kick Genius, Trey's he's an artist. Like, he's a video artist, and I've shared with you that he taught me how to edit. Yeah. And I took what he taught me, and I just started to style it, myself. And so, without him, I don't have the career that I have today. Exactly. And to be honest, because the meeting's about to end soon, and you took it to where I wanted to take it. Like, I was trying to guide you somewhere, and you took it there by yourself. Just before we end, because I do want to end on this type of note. So, speak to a little bit about what Trey did for the group in general. For people who don't know, because we don't know, we wasn't a part, so we don't know. Like, can you just a little bit just speak to what he did for the group in general? Oh man, he's a really smart man. Like, and I want to say, like, all the guys are smart, bro. Like, it's a sharp bunch. Yeah, you guys are really sharp. Yeah, different. All of y'all. A sharp bunch. Trey and Jeremy they were going to school for engineers, but I saw Jeremy. He was such a diligent. He's always been like a workhorse. Because I want to speak about, because none of us are who we are without the other. Yeah. At the time, I got to keep it a beat. Because we all influenced each other at different points of being with each other in some way. Jeremy was a workhorse. Like, one thing I always knew, that Jeremy was always going to be successful, just because the dude's been working for a long time. Dre is like, he has a very, he has an intellectual honesty, and he also has like this really piercing intellect. Jeremy, a logical, like, there is like, he's just he's a really logical guy. Very logical guy. Him and Dre, because they think like engineers. Like, they're very strategic. And me, I'm just wild. I think I need therapy. That's what Wayne say. But Trey, he was a Trey is a symbol for what was doing at the time. Is he was like we had a conversation a while ago, like early on in my involvement, about like we was talking about visionaries. Who do we think is a visionary? So we were talking about, Steve Jobs compared to Elon Musk, and this is before they became, well, not before they became. They had always been who they were going to be, but this is way earlier, and we was having a debate about that. And I think Trey was always he wasn't neutral. He would do this thing where he wasn't he would probably feign neutrality. But he was good about not being on the extreme of things. Yeah. Not being on the extreme of things and not moralizing a thing. So just as a person, he was clear-sighted. And so that's why he could see, if I had to, just why he could see, like during the conception of Kick Genius, he could see so far. Like he could see it. He could legit see it. Like bro would come to us with an idea, and he could just see it. He'd just be like, "Be here at this time. We're gonna do it." So he was a natural born leader, and and this is something people don't know about his personality. Like he has such a large personality that like he could give it without begrudging you. So he could give a piece of himself or model something for you without begrudging you for it. So Trey, in effect, he taught me how to talk in front of the camera. Yeah. But he would clown this way, but he would it was always a permission to be. And this is the only reason why Jeremy was able to, like, hey man, Nick is going through this situation. Which all the guys are beautiful in that way, where they had this thing going. It was a well-known trio, and here you got this wild card. Yeah, he came out of nowhere. Yeah, I had lost, and people don't know this, but I was losing everything again, and Jeremy was there again, and he was like, "Yo, me and Trey live together." He was like, "You can coop up on the couch, and we're gonna see how we can make it work." I had it, so I never went hungry. I never went without. And that was Trey and Jeremy. Dre, he was just Dre was always like working, but he was as accepting. This is all my early involvement. I'm sorry, bro. I just got to tell the truth about the whole thing. It's not just, like I said, it's not just one person. No, yeah. But yeah, let me see. There was something else. Like, what else would Trey do? Like people don't understand. Like, it's the critical thinking. Yeah, he's a real critical thinker. Like, if you listen to the raps, the way he's stringing things together, like he's really working his intellect. No matter how it appears, but as somebody who writes raps, he be talking on some of the raps. No, we don't have to like we don't have to like that it has a certain energy towards, or it may be directed towards certain persons. Ooh, right? Like he's as a creative person, he's trying to get something out. But you got to understand, like, what rap means. Rap means I have deep frustrations with something. Yeah. How can I express this? But I would say more so now, probably than back then. Like his intellect is working at a way different. Like it's becoming more poetic. Just because his raps have changed. As somebody who's rapped beside him, like I still have some of those some of the freestyles that we was doing later on and things. But his writing has changed. And shoot. I wasn't even thinking, bro.
Oh no, it stopped.
Too.
But no, it stopped. But we can I'm still recording on my phone if you want to so wrap up like so what you were saying, because you was going somewhere great with that. So yeah. I'm still recording on my phone. I'll just put this part as Nick just talking. So go ahead, bro. You said you was talking about his rapping.
Yeah. So yeah, he's his writing ability, which is just a revelation of where he's at intellectually, has changed, you know, and it's more refined. Like, and I would say, man, just if I had to speak about, you know, Trey, he is they didn't call the Kick genius for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Genius, like ingenuity, like very resourceful as like a person.
Yeah.
Very resourceful in ideas and generosity and teaching and business. But he's also like he's a rebel too. Like he was never like really going to do what everybody else wanted him to do ever. Like
yeah.
So to expect that like it wasn't gonna happen. You know, and I'll say, you know, Jeremy, a cutting businessman.
Yeah.
Like with real acumen. Like the dude know how to maneuver. Dre is a humble beast. Dre has still one of the best flows. Like when you hear the eloquence that he has, how he articulates his ideas and his intellectual honesty. Like Kick Genius wasn't called that for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guys are really, like I said, it was iron sharpening iron the entire time.
Yeah, no, and to give yourself a little bit of props too, like I know you're super humble, but it's a reason why 99% of this so conversation wasn't about Kick Genius and it was about you. Because I know, the people don't know, but I know you got some genius to you too. And that's where I wanted it to be. Like, you need to accept in yourself too, Nick. Like, you got a lot of amazing things to say. You were saying words I've never heard before. Literally, like, so you as well. I think y'all all meshed perfectly. Sometimes things end, but y'all all meshed perfectly, and it was like a perfect storm, and it could have been a perfect everything, you know. But you know, sometimes things don't work out that way, and that's okay.
Yeah, but they always come back anew, you know, whatever the guys, you know, thinking about, oh, man, I ain't really fucking with him. Hey, look, man, they not fooling me, and I know I'm not fooling them.
Exactly.
These things come back to us anew. And, you know, I pray to God that I'm still around to see it in a more mature and humble way where I can do what I wasn't able to do when everything started to fall apart. So.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, bro. Thanks so much for talking to me. Thanks so much for being on this with me, man. Like, you know, you got my number. You can call me anytime, text me anytime, bro. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday, Nick.
Hey, appreciate it, bro. Take care of yourself, and God bless. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all tune in to Pierre, man. Watch the journey. Watch the journey.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks, bro. I'm going to talk to you.
All right, cool.
All right.